Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to you live for another episode of WCW Nitro in Austin, Texas. And tonight, there is a stacked show coming your way. Up first, the WCW Women's Champion Nikki Bella is here, making her very first appearance in a WCW Nitro ring. Fresh off her WrestleMania victory over SmackDown Live's Rhea Ripley, the champion kicks things off, and it's up first. But the action doesn't stop there. After their heated altercation last week, Ricky Saints and Jon Moxley are set to collide in a battle of the mid-card division. And the road to gold continues as the WCW Women's United States Championship Tournament rolls on. Lash legend goes one-on-one with Zaria. One step closer to championship glory is on the line. And also, in our main event, it is a massive showdown. Jey Uso makes his first appearance of the season after being drafted to the Orange brand, and he's stepping into the ring against Damian Priest. What kind of impact will Jey Uso make here in this episode? So let's go down and see the WCW Women's Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, there is the WCW Women's World Champion, the fearless Nikki Bella, making her first appearance of the season. At WrestleMania, I showed everybody why I am the real deal on either brand. I proved that I'm the best. With the Thunder pay-per-view coming up next weekend, there's only one thing that's on my mind, and that's my first title defense. So I'm looking for any woman in that locker room that thinks they can beat me, because they can't. So I spoke to Shawn Michaels last week, and he said that next week there will be a number one contenders match for my championship. Next Monday, there will be a 6-woman battle royal to determine who faces me at Thunder for the WCW Women's title. So I'm looking forward to my first opponent as WCW Women's Champion. I will see you next weekend in Pittsburgh when I put my title on the line. Wow, huge news from the Women's Champion Nikki Bella regarding her position as champion, because next week we have a number one contenders match. But guys, what is next here on Monday Night Nitro? All right, guys, there is the purveyor of violence, Jon Moxley, kicking off this episode in our first match of this episode of WCW Monday Nitro.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Cincinnati, Ohio, weighing in at 231 pounds, Jon Moxley.
There he is, ready to take on Ricky Saints. And there is absolute Ricky Saints making his way down to the ring in his first match in Universe Mode history.
And his opponent from New Orleans, Louisiana, weighing in at 194 pounds, Ricky Saints.
You guys saw last week and a little bit at the beginning of the episode, Ricky Saints and Jon Moxley got in a little bit of an altercation during Ricky Saints' promo. But here we are the following week, and now these two finally get their hands on one another. Who is going to win here in this match? Two of the best in the mid-card going at it. Will Moxley get the win after his disaster season last year? Or will Ricky Saints get his first win in Universe Mode history on this channel? All right, the bell has been rung. Moxley and Saints going at it, both locked up with one another right now. And guys, you might recall, if you are a returning subscriber on this channel, Moxley was part of the main event scene last year, but he got demoted to the mid-card division to get his footing back because he was not the same after he returned back to Universe Mode. So here we are in the mid-card division. Ricky Saints, on the other hand, like I mentioned multiple times, he's in his first ever Universe Mode match in his career. So high stakes for Absolute in this match. And same with Mox. He's trying to bounce back after like I said the disastrous season he had last year. But look at this. Mox with a big drop kick and a nice double axe handle here in Austin, Texas. Moxley trying to get back to his 2K22 stance where he was a very big role, or I don't want to say role, but a very big contender in the SmackDown main event scene years ago. But we'll see what happens. It is still early in the season, and Moxley and Saints are going to tear the roof off this building to open up the show. Saints now working on the leg, trying to snap it off. And I guarantee you, whoever wins this match is going to be looking at the Hardcore Championship and going to try to get a chance at Ethan Page's championship. But Moxley now continuing the brutal assault to Ricky Saints by slamming the back of his neck right into the canvas. But look at this, a kick to the midsection, an absolute with a neck breaker. Early cover here from Ricky, trying to put away Mox. And a kick out at 0 from John. Chop to the chest, kick to the gut, and now Moxley turning it around in his favor. Look at this, some big strikes, and Moxley going in the corner, and a big lariat connects into a bulldog. What a sequence there from Moxley. John now looking for a submission. This looks like a modified version of the crossface. He has Ricky's leg bent back, and he has a chokehold on him. The referee making sure Ricky's okay, but Moxley lets go by throwing Ricky right into the canvas. Oh boy, looking for the paradigm shift. Kick to the midsection. Moxley, paradigm shift to Saints. Will that be it? 1, 2, 3. Moxley destroys Ricky Saints in the matter of like less than 10 minutes. And wow, what a match to open this episode of Nitro. And oh my God, look at Moxley now unleashing a brutal assault to Ricky Saints following this match. And guys, these two, I have a feeling, are not done with one another. And my God, Moxley, chill.
Alright, Ace Army, look who's making her way down to the ring. The Juggernaut, Jordan Grace, is here following her win last week over Chelsea Green. What will she say? Last week, I was treated with disrespect from the so-called Miss Canada. So Chelsea, make your way down here right now. That is, if you're not scared of the Juggernaut, because I know you should be after your loss last week. Ask and you shall receive. What do you want? All this just because I didn't shake your hand last week. Wow, how pathetic you are. It's more than that.
All right, guys, up next, we have tag team action.
Contest is a tornado tag team match. On the way to the ring, at a combined weight of 580 pounds, the team of Solo Sikoa and Bronson.
You guys are looking at one of the newly established teams here in Universe Mode history. These two became a team towards the tail end of the 2K24 season, and they couldn't win gold by themselves, so they aligned themselves with one another. So we'll see if they can get the win here over their opponents. And there are their opponents: Fraxiom, Nathan Frazier, and Axiom.
And their opponents, at a combined weight of 336 pounds, Axiom and Nathan Frazier. Fraxiom!
All right, guys, who's going to get the win here in this tag team match on WCW Nitro? Will it be the team of Nathan Frazier and Axiom, or will it be the team of Bronson Reed and Solo Sikoa? All right, guys, the bell has been rung, and here we go. Tornado tag team match. The first tornado tag match of the season. goes to these two teams. And a nice counter there from Frazier. And look at this. A Poison Rana connects to Solo Sikoa. And now Frazier looking for a springboard moonsault. Misses the mark there. And that gives Solo the opportunity to connect with the lariat. And look at Bronson Reed with a nice suplex to Axiom. This is Solo Sikoa's first time, I believe, on Monday Nitro. I don't think he was on it in the 24 season. He definitely wasn't on it in the 25 season. So we'll see what he can do here in his first ever Nitro match. I believe that is. And look at him going off the top rope, connecting with a big move into a cover while Bronson Reed tries to clear Axiom from this match. Some big stomps to the hand from Solo's partner. And guys, remember, there are no disqualifications, and a baseball bat in hand here in the home state of the Rangers and Astros. Solo with some big shots there, and now Reed going to the outside and grabbing a weapon of his own. And what did he grab? I can't tell. It looks like maybe a kendo stick, and it is, whacking Axiom right in the face. Going for a cover now, and look at Solo looking for an inverted powerbomb right into the turnbuckle, and a near fall there. Solo and Reed matching colors, and Axiom busted open underneath that mask, and this match has been all Reed and Sikoa as of now. Their team now going to the top rope, and a splash from Sikoa misses. But Reed looking for a top rope attack of his own and connects with the diving crossbody. Bronson not letting Axiom do anything to his teammate. And look at this, a little assist here from Solo, and a nice slam there. And a Uranagi from Solo. And oh boy, look at this. Bronson Reed looking for the tsunami while Solo goes for the Samoan spike, and he connects with it. The cover. 1, 2, 3. Demolition.
Here are your winners, the team of Bronson Reed and Solo Sikoa.
What a win for the team of Bronson Reed and Solo Sikoa here in their first ever tag team match of the season. And guys, yes, I just made up that word. Demolition. Don't know what it means, but what do we have next here? All right, guys, up next, we have another match in the women's mid-card title tournament.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Atlanta, Georgia,
Lash Legend, I believe, making her Universe Mode return. I believe she showed up at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view during the 2K25 season last year, but I could be wrong. But she is going one-on-one with, I know for sure, a debuting star, Zaria, here in this women's mid-card title tournament. And whoever wins this match moves on in that tournament. I will show you guys an updated look at the bracket here in just a second. And Ace Army, there is Zaria.
and her opponent from Adelaide, Australia, Zaria.
All right, Ace Army, who is going to move on in this tournament? Will it be Zaria or will it be Lash Legend? All right, guys, the bell has been rung, and you guys saw an updated look at the bracket. It stands. I will repeat it in case you missed it. But we know Sol Ruka automatically qualified due to Shawn Michaels, our Nitro GM, saying so. So she moves on, and Raquel Rodriguez defeated Kiana James of the Straight Edge Society last week. So those two will take on each other very soon. And then we are seeing Zaria versus Lash Legend. And then the winner of this match will take on the winner of Zelina Vega and Fallon Henley next week. So we'll see what happens there. And we're going to go back to our match now, see who can get the win. Both women trying to prove themselves here on the stage of WCW Nitro. It is a very tough task to win these matches because you don't have the experience in the ring in front of all of these WCW Nitro fans here in Austin, Texas. But I can see both women stealing the show right now, and Zaria getting the crowd on their feet. Lash with a great counter there with a blow to the back of the spine. And now Zaria gets right back up, though, and look at this. Look at that throw. Oh, my God, what strength. And just manhandling right now. Oh, my God, throwing her right into the ropes. This is not looking good for Lash, but it is looking good for Zaria right now. Off the ropes. She goes in a big boot right to the face. And now looking for a powerbomb. And it connects. Great move there. And now getting the crowd fired up even more. Zaria looking for something here. Looking for maybe a powerbomb or something. Switching it to a fireman's carry position. Dropping Lash on that top rope. Zaria wants to move on in this tournament and become the first ever Women's United States Champion for the WCW brand. We know we have never seen a women's mid-card division until now, so history is being made during this match and in this tournament. Because for the prior 2 seasons here on WCW Nitro, there was women's tag team championships, but those got scrapped this season for that title. So we'll see who etches their name in the history books and becomes the first ever Women's United States Champion here on Monday Nitro. Look at this. Zaria flexing on Lash Legend. And a stomp to the back. Now throwing her arm right into the mat. And what a great episode so far of WCW Nitro this has been. We saw the WCW Women's Champion, Nikki Bella, open up the show. We saw Ricky Saints and John Moxley go at it. We saw Jordan Grace and Chelsea Green. And we are only getting started. We still have one more promo after this, which we will hear from Aleister Black. And then following that is our main event. So make sure you guys do not go anywhere. But going back to the match, Zaria with a great counter there, trying to win this match so she can move on in this tournament. But a great counter from Lash into a DDT. Zaria using the corner to get up, while Lash Legend not even giving her a chance right now. And a sidewalk slam to the knee. And oh boy, Lash is not done. And another one right in the middle of it. Lash looking to end it all right now. Look at this. Maybe looking for a choke slam, but a counter from Zaria into an Irish whip. Nope. Turns it around, and oh my God, a nice takedown there from Legend. Lash now throwing Zaria back and forth, trying to move on in her own right. This would be huge for her career as well if she can win this. And a diving elbow drop connects off the top rope. And this crowd is just booing the hell out of her here in Austin. Irish whip. On the apron goes Zaria. And now Lash Legend trying to inflict more pain, and Zaria busted open after that blow. And a spear! Zaria using the blood interface to her advantage. Didn't even matter, connecting with a big spear. Gets a near fall there. And this match has suddenly changed direction. Zaria looking for something big here. But Lash Legend with the counter into an Irish whip off the ropes and throwing her up and down. And what a big move that was. Both women stealing the show here in this women's mid-card division bout. Legend hoisting her up. Fireman's carry position. Dropping her on the ropes once again here in this match. And now Zaria getting her neck slammed right into the back of the mat. That is not good. And oh boy. Oh, another counter from Zaria. I thought that could have been the end here in this match. But no. Face first into the turnbuckle goes Legend. Zaria backing up. Running at all speed, but misses that shot. I don't know how. but maybe that was all part of the plan. Zaria choking out Lash Legend here. Look at this. Trying to win that way, or at least wear her down. Into a cover now, following that choke. 1, 2, kick out at 2. Both women with near falls over one another. Both women trying to move on in this WCW United States Championship tournament for the women's mid-card. And look at this, Zaria looking for something here. But Lash with the counter with some big punches to the midsection. Lash looking for a chokeslam type maneuver. Oh, chokeslam like into a powerbomb. Never seen that before. And this is not looking good for Zaria. The cover. 1, 2, 3. Lash Legend is your winner.
Here is your winner, Lash Legend.
Lash Legend moves on in the tournament. But guys, up next, we hear from Aleister Black.
And there he is. The king of evil, the root of all darkness, Aleister Black. Fresh off a win over Finn Balor in last week's main event. So let's see what he has to say. Last week I proved why I belong in the main event scene. It's kind of obvious, right? Last week Finn thought he could beat me, but watch out to your friend. Damian's in trouble. So now it's time to add to Necessary Evil. Me and Zelina are recruiting, and guess what? In Ace Army, look who it is. He heard his name. It's Finn Balor. The Prince has arrived. Aleister. Let me make one thing clear. You are not that guy, and you never will be. So what, you beat me last week? It's impressive because I'm a former champion, but you are still not better than me. And that's just the truth. Wow, what words from Finn Balor. And oh my god, Black hitting Finn with the mic.
Alright guys, it is main event time. And there is Damian Priest.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from New York City, weighing in at 249 pounds, Damian Priest.
Damian Priest trying to have a better season this season because last season it did not go his way. A lot of things affected his performance, whether that was being traded from SmackDown Live to WCW Nitro midway through, or just a lot of inconveniences. But we know last week he was in the corner of Finn Balor, and unfortunately for Finn, he lost that match. But speaking of Finn, Balor stood up for Damian Priest, what we just saw from Aleister Black, saying he wants to dismantle everyone and start a faction called Necessary Evil, which we know it's him and Vega, but they want to add more members. But let's see Priest's opponent here in Jey Uso. And there is main event. Jey Uso here in Austin, repping the orange and black and the nice orange and black shades. Looking really good. Love the attire, Jay. Here we go.
And his opponent from San Francisco, California, weighing in at 242 pounds, main event, Jey Uso.
All right, guys. Well, San Francisco's own Jey Uso get the win here on WCW Nitro. We saw his brother earlier on in action, which he doesn't care for, aka Solo Sikoa. But here we go. Main event time starting now. Jey Uso versus Damian Priest coming your way in a very short amount of seconds. All right, the bell has been rung, and now both men locked up with one another. Both men were featured on the SmackDown Live brand for a little bit last season. One more than the other, and I'm talking about Jey Uso. And I also mentioned earlier that Damian Priest was traded from SmackDown Live to Nitro throughout the season last year, which was a shock to me and a nice shot there from Priest. And we'll see who can get the win here. Jey Uso looking to get his first, I believe, WCW Nitro win in the main event scene. I don't think he was part of the main event scene back in 2K24, but I don't remember. We're going to focus on the present right now because look at that. A nice blow there from Damian Priest to the leg of Jey Uso. Priest getting back in the ring now. Looking for something here, but Jey Uso with an Irish whip underneath. I'm trying to pick him up now, but Damian with the counter. Priest hoisting him up and a power slam connects. Stomp there, misses the mark, but a nice clothesline there. And Jey with an elbow. Gets back up now, and Uso chant starting here in Austin. Jey taking him down, a nice maneuver there to Damian Priest. Kick right to the face. I'm surprised that Finn Balor is not in the corner of Damian Priest in this match. I mentioned those two are starting to become allies again for the first time since 2K24 after Damian Priest left the Judgment Day for a greater path. And a super kick right into the midsection, and Jey Uso with a nice little slap there. But no Finn Balor in the corner of Damian Priest, and no Jimmy Uso in the corner of Jey. You would think the brothers would stand by one another, but I guess both men got tied up in something. But Jey in the corner looking for something here. A big kick to the face connects. What a super kick. And another one. The jaw of Priest must be busted open right now. Damian ducking underneath that shot there from Jey Uso, and look at the power from Damian Priest pushing him into the ropes, but a counter from Jey Uso, and Jey looking what he wants to do next, just scouting out the scene. Count of 2, and here comes Jey. Both men on the outside looking for some big moves on the floor, and a suplex from main event Jey Uso. Great way to counter that elbow from Damian Priest, and a nice kick there, and he's looking for some more kicks, and a shot right to the neck. And the crowd is booing right now. I don't know if they're booing Damian, but they're not a fan right now. At least some of these fans here in Austin aren't. It kind of shocks me, but oh well. Count of 5, and big shots here from Damian Priest to the face of Jey Uso. Count of 6. Back in the ring we go, and Priest looking for a cover here in his first win of the season, but a kick out at 0. And guys, if you want to be up to date on anything Universe Mode related on this channel, make sure to check out the spreadsheet. The link is in the description. And Priest looking for a razor's edge, hoisting him up. Jey gets out of it though, chop to the chest, and Uso backing up, but Damian following. And big move there. And now some big shots right to the chest. And Priest and Jey are having a great match right now, back and forth between these two guys, and they're now trading blows in the middle of the ring in Austin, Texas. And a slap and a chop, and back and forth from these two men, both trying to prove themselves, both trying to work their way up in the ranks to get a shot possibly at CM Punk's WWE or WCW championship, excuse me. The reason I say that is because he was that champion last season. But Damian with the counter. And now look at this, Priest, and never mind, it's a hockey fight here in the home state of the Stars. I thought Priest was going to have the best of that exchange, but a spear from Jey connects. Priest was trying to look for a South of Heaven chokeslam, but nowhere to be seen. And Jey might be looking for the Uso splash. Up top, Uso no counter. The Uso splash does not connect, and Priest an Irish whip in the corner, and now going into the other corner, and now a running start into a nice hip attack there. And now some big kicks into the pec and the chest of Jey Uso. Cover from Priest. 1, 2. Kick out at 2 from Jey. Jey slow to get up, using the corner to his advantage, but look at Damian throwing him right into the LED ring post, shoulder first. And guys, these two men I know have a lot of respect for one another, but there can only be one winner. So who will it be? Will it be Damian Priest, or will it be Jey Uso? Damian now looking for a springboard of his own, and what a springboard that was from Damian Priest. That's a big man doing that move. Looking for a win, but a kick out at 2 from Jey. And look at Priest lowering the straps. You know it's game time whenever professional wrestlers do that. And oh boy, looking for the South of Heaven chokeslam, but no, he might just be taunting him, because look at this. What a clothesline that was from Priest into a cover. 1, 2, 3. Damian Priest with an incredible win. Oh boy. Do you guys hear that? Do you see the Trons? That is Aleister Black's music. And oh my god, Aleister Black blindsiding Damian Priest. And now scaring off the referee. And what in the world? Why does this man have so much hate?
You can't escape your fate, you cannot